Sean, Bama Cooley here, and I'm standing in front of a 2024 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 392 Final Edition. Some people consider this the king of off-roading, and this is the final year that this will have the HEMI V8 in it. So let's go check it out. Come on, let's go. All right, I'm not going to go into super detail about the appearances of this Jeep. Everybody knows what a Jeep looks like. They've been around for forever. However, this is a 392 and it is a final edition, and it's got some options on it that I want to point out. First thing you notice is this big steel bumper. This is a worn winch, already attached. You got extra lights here. So this Jeep's ready to go. You got your recovery points here. You got your cameras here. You got all your sensors. You got your LED headlamps. You got your lamps coming here. So this thing is ready for off-roading. Now, the big thing about the 392 and the final edition packages is some of the appearance features that you get. You get a final edition decal up here on top. This is a functional hood scoop to suck in that cooler air to keep that 6.4 liter V8 cooled down. You do have 392 badged right here. So a lot of the badging is in bronze, which really goes in contrast very well with the pink that this is. And don't get me wrong, I'm securing my manhood, so I would have no problems driving this around. So of course you got the Rubicon going here. You got 392 final edition with more decals here and functional vents here. You got the trail rated 4x4 badging here. Of course, Jeep Wrangler here, and it's just an overall good look. All right, coming down the side, of course, this is a four-door. You do sit on the BF Goodwrench KO2s, 35 inches, which is the same on Raptors and many other vehicles, all terrain. They're great tires. You do have 17-inch B-lock capable rims here, kind of the gray gunmetal going here. I would get these powder coated, I'm not gonna lie. We'll just get them gloss black and be done with it. Of course, you got your suspension in here, and we'll go over all the other off-road performance like the sway bar and the locking rear differentials later. Coming down to the side, of course, you got, your black rear view mirrors. Now, they could have made this body color, which I think would have been a decent look. So here are your steps, and they're not just steps. These are actually functional rock rails. So like on a Raptor or some other off-road trucks, you have the step-ups, but they'll tell you don't go over or hit any rocks with them because it won't support it. They'll break. These won't break. That's what they're actually here for. So, and this does come with a 2.5-inch lift, which is the 392 package. So this thing, if you're on the shorter side, you might have to put in a little exercise to get in. So let's go around to the back. Of course, in the back, you got your LED rear lamps here. You got your full size spare here. You do have your camera system right here. Underneath, you do have your recovery points. You got your tow package there as well. And also, you have your quad exhaust tips. In my opinion, this thing sounds mean, and you'll see it in the B-roll from the cold start and the revving. I love the way the V8 sounds, especially this HEMI V8. Those need to extend out a little bit more, and they probably need to be black. But that's my personal opinion, especially to go along with this pink. Of course, going to the back is typical Jeep, right? This folds out, and this folds up, and here you have your storage right here. This does have the fully automated roof that slides all the way back, which we'll show y'all here in a little bit. We currently do have it open. Of course, we have our power. We have our Alpine subwoofer back here, so it's got the upgraded sound system. So when you're hitting the trails and you're hitting the mud, you can definitely be rocking out with this. So I think it's awesome. All right, coming around to the back, you do have a decent amount of room back here. I mean, don't get me wrong, no one's going to expect this to be a Ram 1500 or F-150 when it comes to room in the back, but you do have a decent amount of room. You can definitely take some friends with you for some off-road adventures. Back here, you got your window controls, you got your vents, you got your different USBs here, and you do have a 115 volt AC adapter back here. One thing about this, like I was saying earlier, is the fully automated massive sunroof here. This is amazing. So, normally with the panoramic sunroof, moonroof, it only goes halfway back for the full thing. And the people in the back, they see the glass, but it doesn't come all the way back. This comes all the way back. So the people in the back can have a great time too. So definitely a fun vehicle, especially when you have some guests with you. Now we're going to go check out the front. Coming into the inside, you know, you have nice leather everywhere. Even though this is a rugged vehicle, you still have some nice materials. You got the upgraded sound system. You have yellow stitching going throughout on the steering wheel, on the seat. You even have Rubicon 392, which I think is a really good look. On the steering wheel itself, of course, you got all your things you need. You got your adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist. Of course, you can control what your display sees. Now, for 2024, this is not a fully digital gauge cluster. Your RPMs and your speed are still the tachometers, and it's digital right there in the center where you can see what your pitch and roll are, what your tire pressures, gas mileage, things like that, which I don't mind. I mean, it's a kind of a retro look, and it's a Jeep at the end of the day. Here you got your speakers, you got a little bit of storage up here. Coming down here, of course, you got your shifter, and they want you to know you're in a 392, and they want you to know that you're in a final edition. On the gear shifter, it says Rubicon 392 final edition here. Of course, here you got your 4 auto, 4 part-time, neutral, and 4 low right here. You have a little bit of storage here. You got some USBs going. And coming down here, of course, you got your media, more USBs. You got 4 auxiliary switches. You got your off-road. You got your sway bar control. You got your front and rear locker or your rear only locker. And of course, over here, you know, you got your volume, you got your air conditioner, heater. This is one thing we will use on the driving portion. It's the performance exhaust, and we keep that on all the time when we do reviews. Like I said, you know, you got your heated seats, heated steering wheel. Now, one of the things Jeep has done over the years is they've caught up with the technology, and now they got like probably about a 12-inch display here, which shows the different vehicle parameters that you'll see in some of the B-roll, and it shows the different modes and selections, and of course, you know, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, all of that good stuff. So like I said, this is the massive roof. It's a little chilly today, so when we go through the drive-through portion, we probably will have it closed, but I definitely like this. To me, it's a lot better than constantly having to remove a hard top or anything like that. Overall, the seats feel good. They keep you in pretty comfortable. You could definitely make this a daily driver and have a good time with it on the weekends. So let's go check out the powertrain. All right. This is what everybody loves about the 392. The 6.4 liter naturally aspirated V8 HEMI, 470 horsepower, 470 pound-feet of torque. This is the last year that this engine is going not only in this vehicle, it's the last year that the TRX gets obviously the HEMI, it's the last year that the Challengers and Chargers get the HEMI as well. So this engine sounds amazing on startup. It sounds amazing when you drive. And when you have the roof open, it sounds really good as well. This will go 0 to 60 in about 4.5 seconds. I think you pull a quarter mile in about a 12.8. So it does have some get up and go, but it's also torque low so that if you need to get out of the ditch, if you need to pull somebody out, if you need to go through some water or any type of slow off-roading, this can definitely do the trick. That's one thing about Jeeps. To me, they're kind of geared more towards mudding, water, rock crawling, slower off-roading type of stuff. But, you know, it is somewhat versatile. You can take this dune jumping in desert Baja, but, you know, that's not really the main cup of tea for it like what you would see with a TRX. But this engine is phenomenal, and I hate to see it go. So maybe it'll come back in a few years. All right. Let's talk about some of the other performance stuff. All right, from an off-road capability standpoint, of course, this does come with the optional Warn winch. 8,000 pounds is what it's rated. But this does have the multi-link coil spring suspension system. It does have the front and rear differential lockers, and it's got 12.9 inches of ground clearance. So, like I said, rock crawling, going up a steep embankment, whatever you want to do, clearing a log, this thing can pretty much take care of you. It's really only one thing left to do. Crank it up and drive it. So let's go. All right, everybody, we're ready for the driving portion, and we're about to crank it up, and then we're going to close the hood because I don't want to freeze to death heading back. But let's hear this baby purr. Oh, I like the little 392 animation it's got going on there. That's pretty nice. Looks like this red line's about 6,000 RPMs. All right.
We're gonna make it back to the dealership.
Probably. All right, let's go. Oh, I love the way this engine sounds. So on the drive here, you know, I think this is the first Jeep I've actually reviewed, so I don't have nothing to compare it to the 392. I have a bad habit of first time I review vehicles, reviewing the most expensive ones and not the base ones. Well, there's a TRX. But you can definitely tell this is 470 horsepower. I was giving it some gas on the way here to the review, and it wanted to go. It was fun to drive. And so it does have the performance exhaust, which really makes this V8 sound good. Can't really do any off-road on this because this has to go back to the showroom floor at Hendrick, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram. So I'll be sure to put the salesman's information on the screen and in the description. So if you're interested in this particular Rubicon, then definitely give them a call. But yeah, it's definitely a fun vehicle. And I would love to take it off-roading and see what it would do. Plus with Jeep, it's one of those things, it's like every city has like a dozen Jeep groups that meet regularly, that all go out. So if you're going to join one of those groups, just go ahead and get the top of the line. Seats are comfortable. I can definitely tell where some people might say that the interior feels a little small, because you know it might seem a little cramped because the interior is not near as wide as what you're getting with the fender flares and the width on the outside of the vehicle. So if you want more of a roomy interior, then you probably don't want a Jeep, period. But you know, I don't think it's that big of a deal. So this does have the lift and the rock rails on it. So like I said, if you're on the shorter end, maybe stretch a little bit before you jump in. Nobody needs to pull a hammy trying to get in and out of their Jeep. But drive it on the road. I mean, this thing we're sitting on 35s. It's a good ride. I mean, the suspension's really good. It's soaking up all the bumps. And listen to that exhaust.
This is pretty smooth.
Yeah.
For a Jeep with the size of like tires on it.
Oh no, it's a smooth ride. Because of the softer top, you're going to pick up a pretty good bit of road noise, because that's just the way it is when you're doing 75 on the interstate. So, I mean, you can't have it all, right? You want the soft rooftop, you want everything to fold back. The suspension itself is really good. Takeoff really good. Definitely have the V8 power, the HEMI power. This particular one, I think stickers for about 106. So, you know, people are going to complain about the price tag, but trust me, Jeep sells a lot of 392s, and this is going to be the final one with this V8 in it. And you can't go wrong with the BF Goodwrench KO2 tires. I had them on my Ranger for the longest time before I switched to the Mickey, the 35-inch Mickey Thompsons. The KO2s, I was always satisfied with. You can definitely get to emerging speed. I call it emerging speed in this Jeep. If I was going to buy a Jeep instead of getting the V6 versions, I would probably just try to go ahead and spend the extra money and get the V8. Get the 392. Ooh, that sounds good. I think it's 16 miles to the gallon highway, 13 in the city, 14 and a half, 15 combined, but who cares when you're getting that type of exhaust note? That's right.
Yeah. That's good timing.
It's because I'm a good driver.
Is that what it is?
That's what. Just that idling rumble that you can hear in the back sounds good. This is my first Jeep Wrangler I've reviewed, and I'm pretty impressed with it. I definitely like it. I could drive this every day. I can definitely make my Publix and Starbucks and Target runs in this.
Or crystals.
Or crystals. Especially if you go out one night and have too much to drink. Have somebody else drive you to your 392 and take you to crystals. All right, everybody, that about wraps up the review on the driving portion. We're heading back to the dealership to wrap everything up and return this to the showroom, and I will probably tell the Dodge Jeep Ram general manager that this thing shakes a little bit over 120 and that it didn't want to go through the ditch the way we wanted it to. So I'm sure he'll appreciate that. So see y'all in a minute. All right, there you have it, everybody. The Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 392. Many people consider this the off-road king. Comment below. Tell me what you think about it. And remember, this is the final edition, so the 6.4 liter V8 is no more after this one. So check out the videos to my left. Also be sure to head to Hendrick Dodge Jeep Ram. They'll take care of you. I'll put the salesman's contact information in the links as well as the video. And remember, if you catch yourselves in the mountains of Tijuana and you got a good off-road vehicle to drive, go ahead and give it the business and have fun with it. We'll talk to y'all later. Have a good one.